Okay, here we go. Right, so what we got before us today, sector 4 plasma relay. This is 12 thick. It is, look, 12 sheets thick. It's huge. So this is going to take a while. We will be doing it in sections. I have got the plans up already, because even I'm not that insane, and there will be a lot of stopping and starting. So TT Combat, sector 4 plasma relay. There you go. That's the boardy bit, or the... It doesn't lend itself well to the new camera. Or the new, it's not a new camera position. Right, so which bit do you think we need first? We've got one, we've got two, they're identical. We got one of these. Oh, that matches that. So that's the three of those. That matches that. That also matches that. So there's three of those. That's a square piece. That's sheet 7. So that's a new one. Sheet 8 matches sheet 7. Sheet 9. This is cool. Sheet 10. Quite like the hexagons. Yeah, again, this fractured bit here. And then that bit. So we have got, what's that, 4 sheets. So some are in 3s, some are in 4s, some are in 1s and 2s. Right, so sheet 1 looks like that. Right, these triangles. I have found the knife. It had fallen off the table. We're just going to score that through. Put it into one side again as always. Score these through. Give that a pop. That's my phone going mental for some reason. Score this one off as well. And that one. So I'm going to guess, because though the instructions are fairly easy to follow, I'm going to guess the pattern section here stays on the outside. And now I need to find the outer walls. I think they're these. Because looking at the screen, we have one piece that has this double like that. Then we have one piece that has a single version. It'll be this way. We're going to go this way. Are we? Yeah. So one piece with the 2 squares on. One piece with the 2 like horns on. But one of them is flat. One is angled and one is flat. And then the last one is a single one on its own. Just pop those out. And we'll get this together. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go, that's one. Remember, when using knives, be careful, because you don't want to cut yourself. Trust me, it stings. 2. And finally this will be 3. Now, anyone who knows me or has seen me do these videos before knows that somewhere around here I'm going to have a file. There is a file. Just to take off these edges when we've cut them off and make them smooth. There we go. And also for these top bits, because you want them to fit properly. You don't want to break the word. So a nice little file bit down. We're just going to do all the edges. Now, obviously, that bit there just needs to come off because I haven't cleared that properly. There we go. I think that'll do that one. And if I am right, you see, that slots. And look, I need to just clear that edge off there, so we'll just take the file. Do that. Slide that in. Put the bottom one there on like that. Let's put the other way around because we want the pattern on the outside. So there's 2 parts. Obviously where I've sanded one of them, it hasn't taking a bit off it, we will just finish cleaning up these pieces. Do you know what's funny about this? And this is funny to me. I rarely remove flash off models when I'm making actual models. So the fact that I am removing the flash off this seems wrong. Now, okay, that's kind of interesting. I may have got these the wrong way around, but I'm not sure, because so that one possibly goes on there. That flat edge goes to that flat edge there. Right, so they sit like that. I had got it the wrong way around. And this piece slides in the back. Now if you look, they don't sit very well because they need gluing into position. But once you've got the top on, which is always the awkward bit, they should match up properly. And as always, you get to watch me struggle as I try to do this. Now, that's all connected together. That gives us our box shape. That is part 1 to 2 done. So, 2 of these go on the outer edge. They are the 2 with the spikes on the top. Looks like a little like goblin ears. The bottom piece is one of these. So is the top piece by the look of it. And they are the outer edges. Right, so that goes on there, that goes in there. They are quite stiff because I haven't filed them like I normally do to give them a clean sit before I put in the glue. But yet again, I will do that off camera in a second. And they're the first 2 pieces. And I have a feeling, looking at that plan just there, off the shot, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. So that's 5 squares to build. The triangle one, I feel we're going to need 2 or 3, but we'll look at that later. Right, I'm going to glue these together, then we'll get on to the next bit. Okie dokies, so got them built. They're all over here now. I'll put them back. They're glued together and done. I did balls up one, mess up one. Balls up one, mess up one, same thing. Where are you? You are that one. As you can see, I got the bit the wrong way around compared to all the others. There is a pipe section here. If I'm lucky, I can use that bit for the pipe routing. These do stack quite nicely, and they can go either way around, I think. There we go. So that's what those pegs are for, and to let them stack. We'll just stack them up. Right, next piece. There are 2 of these to build. Put triangles there, put that there. So, this is I don't know what this bit is. On the plans, it's like a curve. So we'll pop this out. Do the first one. I may do both of them. No, I won't do both of them, I'm not going to put you through that. So I need 3 of these as well. 1, 2, 3. To one side, we'll do the other half later. Right, so 1 is the bottom, 1 is the top. The bottom one is that one. It goes, says that way round, but that seems wrong to me because you want the pattern on the outside. And then that one goes, so technically it goes like that. Judging by this, square peg there, edge there and there, as you can see, and then these bits, oops, obviously one goes on the end, like that. See? The other piece then slots in here, like this. Obviously I've just popped these off, I haven't actually cleaned them up, I haven't glued them. Do that off camera as always. No patterns on these, so they just go in like so. I am going to guess, because that is using the ends with the pegs in, there is going to be a peg in here or in it or somewhere that allows me to attach this to something like that. And that's how we go. Right, I will get on with building the next one and gluing this together, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, let's try this again. So I filmed this once already. It's here. And this is a one piece, by the way, not a two piece. I filmed this once already, and the file corrupted as I was filming it. So I'm going to do the short intro. Here's the board. This is the last one because you only get 3 of them. Here is it all laid out and sanded and cleaned up and done, and we will build this. First things first, we need these 2, top plate, bottom plate, back plate. So, where are they? It is these ones. They have the vertical line on them. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Let me just check the plan. Yep, so vertical line. They mount in there like so. They go around in the curve, and the top goes on. We are just going to glue these as we go. So, dab there, done, and in. Obviously, as always, because it's a curve and we know how these work, these are going to be a pain in the neck when I come to try and put the top on. So that's just the way it is. So, what is my plan for the plasma reactor? Well, when I was writing District, we had this idea that we would update the rules and do things and it'd all be sorted, and you'd have this kind of never-ending narrative game going on. And that narrative game would have things like this month House X or Kin X or whatever we're going to call it, X, Y or Z, has taken such and such. Let's say the plasma reactor. Now, because the plasma reactor is missing or out of use for the next month, all plasma based weapons are going to be rare. So what that means is if you've got the plasma reactor out of stock, or the main plasma reactor for the district or wherever is out of stock, or out of working order, or being run by a different house or clan or league or guild, because I've never actually got around to deciding what they're called, it's going to cost more money to use, or it's just going to be damaged because the other group that took it did too much damage and it's out of work. Which means, no, plasma weapons are rare for the month. Well, that was the idea. Right, I'm just going to load this bit in, glue it on there, glue it on there, glue across there and there, and they slot in the end piece here. So yeah, that was the idea. The team that would be playing for the main city, which would be the in-house group. So me and a couple of friends, possibly our local War Games club, I haven't really decided. Whatever happens in their games affects the whole of the game universe. So suddenly the points for a plasma weapon, because the reactor's out, go a lot higher. Or they don't have as much ammo, because you may have ammo reserves. But if you use it, you're going to run out. And so now, rolling to hit, instead of getting the 1 and causing problems, like you can no longer, you're just out of ammo, it'd now be on a 2 or a 3. And that was the idea, just to have little bits of difference every game, and just to keep things changing. And obviously, as the years rolled on and more districts appeared and more planets appeared, we would add more and more stuff to it. Right. So, these bits, they're the diagonal line ones, these line across the back here. I think it's these ones. Yep, that fits. So we're just going to glue this lot around quickly. So double glue on the back. Less is more with the PVA. It sets a lot quicker if you have less on it. Normally you guys watch me build these and I do it without the glue, but this one has sections that have to be glued. As you can see over here, these are bits that just attach the back walls and things. So we are just going to glue this along as we go. I hope everyone's having a good bank holiday. Yes, I'm dating the film. It's been filmed on the bank holiday Monday. I actually started this on the Sunday. We're on to day 2 of filming because there's a lot more to this than I actually thought there was going to be. Most of the things we film it in an afternoon, like a Saturday or a Sunday, and then we upload it. This one has taken quite some time to do because obviously there are 3 of these coils to build. There's the first one, second one, third one. The joining coils as well, because they have sections that join them together. And these squares, there's so many of these squares as well, which haven't even got all of them built yet. I can see 4 just on the plan from here. Oh well, 5 actually, and I've only got 4. There's corner pieces, there's triangle pieces, there's these joining pipes as well. This one shouldn't actually be on here, I just put it there to let it dry. Let's pop it out. There we go. That's for this one, so we'll put that there. Right, anyway, that's that back section done. Let's just hold it together while it dries briefly, and we will then look at the next piece. So the next piece is this back section, and that slots in that hole there, like that. Now, on the back of this goes this piece, and it slots in the back, which is going to be a pain to do, so we're just going to chamfer it slightly. To do that, we put it at an angle, the file at an angle to keep that straight, and just do those back corners. It needs to be a little bit, doesn't need to be a lot. Do it on the other side, and then we'll do it across the top. Most gamers know how to do this. I've explained this before in different videos. It just helps slip it through the hole. There we go. That should do it. Do need the glue though, so we will pop this off. We will run the bead of glue along the middle. And then, so curved bit goes to the top, over the end. And hopefully this will go in without breaking this time. Yep, the last one went in and it snapped in half. Oh, do you know what? It's not going to go in without more pressure than it needs. Yep, that's just going to be a pain. I like that they're tight because that means they're not going to come away, and you don't really need the glue if you want to take it to bits. But I'm just going to have to quickly sand that in here, or file that in here. And then we'll try again. It can just be as much as a fraction of a millimetre. See? In. Done. And then across the bottom. Yeah, the blank bit wants to go towards the curve, so we'll just run some glue there, dab there to keep it level, and there. And then blank bit towards the curve, that curve, not the other curve. And there we go. That's in and vertical. So on the front, this piece, which looks really cool, but I'm not so sure how we're going to glue it on. So we'll just run some glue around it, like that. We slide it up into the middle and try and line it up, trying to keep that back piece straight. And then the ground piece, so these sections here, which you can see, yeah, should line up with the sections across the bottom. And we'll do that. And then we'll just line that up and done. There we go. I think that's look. Next bit is the coil on the back. And that's these pieces. Now weirdly, when I built this one, this top section wouldn't fit flush on here. So what I did was I had to cut the top piece off because it was slightly angled. Just wasn't enough room, and I don't know if that's like it for all, but we're about to find out. So, big one first. That's what it says, like so. Now, we should glue that in. So just a dab of glue on the bottom. Now, I'm debating just putting the glue there in the gap. That'll hold it. It'll be fine. That looks vertical. Yep. Because there's a blob of glue on it, we're just going to put the next one straight in. Then the big one again. Then the little one. Then the big one. Because the glue is smooshing up with it, but I think that's enough for us to kind of go, right, next one. I did file all of these before I started. So, my little one, this time, blob of glue on the little one. Just slide it down the pole. Done. Making sure everything sits flush. Big one. Little one. Big one. Little one. Put two little ones will be there. Big one. Okay, we flush. That looks flush. Little one again. Double glue. Got to stop doing things in song. Slide it down. Alright, I'm going to not put the top one on. We're going to go up as high as we can. I wasn't planning on putting the top one on. The reason I'm not putting the top one on, I want to make sure that the other section fits. So we'll leave the last two off it. Because if you look at the picture, it does show the little node coming out. Well, it doesn't on here, but on the actual plans itself, it shows that bit there, which you probably can't see because my finger sticking out when you put the top on. So we'll see. One of these days, whoever designs it at TC Combat's going to comment on one of these videos and go, haha, it's like this and you've done it wrong, but you followed the plans. Well done. Well, they're not. They're never going to care. Let's be honest. As long as I'm promoting it and not destroying it, I should think they're happy for me to continue doing this. I enjoy building these. I enjoy helping you guys work out how to build these. Because let's be honest, some of them are slightly more complicated than you'd think. Right. Nearly to the top. So I'm going to stop there. Now, we have one big one and one small one left. As you can see, they're just here. We'll stop there with that. We'll leave those in like that. We'll now build the top bits, which starts with this link here. And so that way around? That way around. So, these larger blocks, thin point goes to the inside, long bit goes to the outside. It actually says use the smaller pieces first, but I don't see why. But we will just quickly bang them all together. So glue on the bottom, slide it in, glue on the bottom, and in it goes. Well, you hope it goes in. These did all get sanded yet again before we started. They haven't been chamfered though, because they were too tiny. If you chamfered these, you would probably break them. And trust me, with the MDF stuff, I'm very good at breaking it. These big fat hands. There we go. And finally, the swearing's about to begin, because trying to get the top on this is an absolute pain in the butt. So let's see if we can get away with it this time, because the last time I did it all off camera, none of you saw it, but it was horrible. I did chamfer the big ones to start with. You know what I haven't done? I haven't glued anything. Let's just run a bead round in a circle. That'll do. Let's line the two outer edges up. That circle is on the top, isn't it? Yep, it is. Slot that in, slot that in. Trying to push these out towards the outside so that they will hopefully line up with all the other holes. But this is me, and I'm not that lucky. Wow, they are really off the holes. Which is the problem? There's the problem one. Gotcha! Nope, that's not it. I struggle, so you lot don't have to. That's not true. I think we all struggle when we have to do stuff like this. That's it. Is it in? Is it straight? Yes. It's in, and obviously the PVA glue is all over the top of it, then it makes it look a mess. But we can sand that off later. So that's the top part of that done. That's next. So yeah, from there, that then slots into this. Now you know what? This one, we need another bit. We'll just do that. We'll put that in. Slide that down the top. You see, it's always at a weird angle at the back. It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It doesn't seem to want to sit high. And I don't know why. It's not leaning against it hard or anything. It's just the way it is. So we'll just sit like that. We could sit it higher up. Do you know what? We'll do that because, yeah, I can go back and fix the other one later. We're just going to put that on there. I'm going to fill this with glue. I'm going to do the glue on the top. Do some glue on the sides, just so it holds in place. That's splash there. And plump! Yeah, there we go. That'll do. Alright, next bit. We are just going to glue this piece on here. Like so. And then we glue this piece, which we chamfer it slightly in the hole. There we go. That'll do. That's one side. Obviously you can put these pieces on it as well where you want to. I'm not going to on this one. I may do later. Once I've got it built, I will then make the decision on what I'm actually doing. Right, so these pieces. Let's just try and work out which way around with it. So, the bit with the spike on it goes to an edge because it lines up with these. You see, so that would slot into there like that to connect two together. So knowing this, we are now going to just unpop that. We're going to put a dollop of tiny amount of glue in there. Take the weird angle. Done. Take the next two. Do the same again. Now these are flats. They're not pointy for the next two. Then for number 3, we want the pointy one again. There we go. Number 4, 2 flats. There's one. There's the next one. See? Then this one. It would have been cooler if I'd have put them on tape or something and just rolled them along. That would have looked so cool. Ah, should have thought of that. Ooh, too much glue! Ah. Go on, go pop. There we go. But some of them are a little bit tight to get on. Right, last one of these. And then I'll leave it to dry. I'll get the last one built off camera and we'll get on to whatever's next. I don't know what bit's next actually. We are coming towards the end of this and then we've got to try and work out how to put it all together. I don't think it's that big, so we'll probably do it on the table here. And then obviously I will wander off and paint it. And you guys can wait for the next series to come along, which shouldn't be long. They said they'd be here soon. I may order some other ones and we will be able to keep on building. Right, so instead of doing the large coil and the small coil, I'm just going to do the small coil to give you an idea how it goes, and then I will get all the coils done and we'll do the last section. Are we okay with that? Don't want to get a choice. So, small coils. So it would appear that my camera keeps throwing up errors with memory cards. So we've changed the memory card and it's threw up another error. I was explaining that I was going to do the shorter coils. I started putting the glue on. We will carry on as I've broken it down. Right, so where was I? Make sure it's the right way around. Don't put on too much glue. That is too much glue. Cocktail stick. Let's just nick some of that out of there. Put it underneath. So, got to have the end hub nub bit. One goes under, one goes over. That's not in properly. There we go. Is that right? Feels right. And this one goes over there, like that. This is not easy to do, I will be honest with you. And that is the bit that goes on the end. And we can put that on because we've got the glue in position, so we'll do that. And we want another under. That's already glued, so that slots in as well. And we have an over. Now this is 2 overs, to be exact. Voila, like so. Trying to keep them level because we've got bits that have to run down the middle of these when we're done. Put the glue on the bottom. I'm hoping everyone can see. Looks like I'm going to have to buy a new camera, to be honest. But I've been wanting to do that for a while, so after holiday we'll look at that. Or maybe we'll just start using the webcam and recording directly to the PC. What would be nice is if Premiere Pro, you could record straight to it. But you can't. Right. That's the top of the coil done. There's the bottom bit all lined up. That doesn't really feel very level. We'll just have a bit of a squeeze to get everything back in properly. Okay. Then, once we've done that bit, let's go down the section. We're going to run glue along. Do you know what? I'm going to just file these. New chair as well, because this one is starting to get a bit old. But it's not old, it's a gaming chair. Wasn't really designed for doing this. It's just I like to game, both on the PC and on tabletop. And I will flip back and forward between my two. So glue there, we'll say, dum 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 dum. Then one with the node on it across the end. At that point when you really hope it's not going to be tight and everything will slot in, and then it turns out everything's tight and it's not going to slot in. Sure, the chamfered the edges. Oh, it's gone. There we go. And this one, gonna go. It's not gonna go. I know you don't often. Well, you don't hear me swear on here at all, to be honest. Not my style. But yeah, when I get bits like that, sometimes it makes me want to swear. Right, to the other side. And then I'm going to guess, because like most things, it's going to line up like that, with those nodes on the bottom of that one. So I should think we will end up lining it up like that. Ah, it will not go. That is really tight. Oh, let's see if we can take that edge off. Is it just that edge, or am I just off angle somewhere? No, I'm off angle somewhere, I've got to be. Right, we're just going to take that off. Really file this down a bit more. And try again. Weirdly, these bits are cut with kind of a notch in them. I don't think they're meant to have the notch in them. Or maybe it does go in the other way around. Maybe it is meant to have the notch in it and it's meant to be the other way around. No. Nice idea, but no. Let me get on that end first. I'm trying to bite it and that's not clever. That is really tight. And now all these internals are all slightly off angle. This is problematic. Some of them are cut nicely, some of them are cut okay. It's file everything. Right, that's 2 done. Okay, and flipping it over. Now, we need one of these that's going to go. We're going to test fit it first. Yeah, take the file. Let's just file that level. File those down. There we go. Try that again. Knotted bit to the outside. No, turn it around. That's kind of hard to get on. That is really stiff again. Right, is the next one? Yeah, so we're going to go with 2 of the squares. I'm just going to file this side again because this feels really unlevel. We'll try and chamfer over those bits. We'll slot these in. There we go. Right, now I've got the bottom ones. I'm just going to. We will glue them, but I'll do that off camera when I'm done. And I'll go get the rest of these done. I have got another thing I want to do before we get onto the actual central motor though, which we'll talk about in a moment. There we go, that appears to be that done. Is that done? Yep, that's that done. So as you can see, it's got the 4 points sticking out, so that when it comes to the square section, it will just slot in. He says, there we go, slots in like that. And obviously you can have the core on the top, or you can have the shield on the top. Though I'm guessing the shield should be on the bottom. Just line these up like this. Oh crikey, that's tight. Yeah, that's not going in. That's just... I know this isn't where it goes or how it goes, but as for testing the fit, we are just going to chamfer off the end of these pegs. I hope that helps guide it in a bit. Kind of. Oh, that's actually upside down. That's not going to help. There we go. So yeah, there you go. That's how they would go together. And obviously the bigger ones cover a longer area because they're larger. And yeah, there you go. That's those bits. Obviously they're the short ones. Okay, last piece. Well, it's not. I'm going to show you this before I build it. So we have the central core, which still has bits that need popping out of it. There we go. There's 2 of these. I'm actually going to go and paint this, because this sits in between these. And as such, when it's built, I'm not going to be able to paint that. So we'll go undercoat this and paint this, and then we'll get to building the core itself, and then eventually you'll see it all put together. So, still got loads of these to build, but I wanted to get the actual main structure done. Obviously, because these are going to be inserted, I have already painted them to look like plasma reactors. Now, here's the thing. I have realised that once I've got it built, I'm going to have to take the bits to undercoat it and then glue it all back together. And I painted those because putting them in won't be able to paint them. So what we're going to do, we're going to build it. We're not going to glue it. We're going to see what it looks like, and then we are going to strip it down, spray it, paint it. You're not going to see that. That'll be done another day behind the scenes. So for now, let's get this to bits, get one built, and see how it goes. Right, so I've got the whole thing broken down. There are parts of this we're not going to build. So for example, over here, just off camera, there you go, there's, let's move the glue out of the way. This whole section here, that's another set of conduits to join it all together. We won't be building that. We are generally going to be putting together the centre. Now, central piece, that, then that, and then that. So those three bits, like that, connected by one of these. So we just slot that in there like that. Done. This one slots in the middle like that, and this one goes on the outer edge. He says, got to clean up that section there. There are two of these because they should go back to back by the look of the plans, with a joiner in the middle. Yep, there's those two bits done. And now I've realised this just slots in. I could have just slotted it out. So I could actually glue this. So let's just take the core out, put the core over there. Let's put this all together, like so. Now there's no bottom on it. So if you wanted to put LEDs or something inside it to make it look like really fancy, you could do. And obviously that slots in there like that, and I wasted an hour painting and undercoating that without realising. This is the thing, I don't always look ahead. Sometimes I do, not always. Right, the one on the top, central slot, goes across there. May need to sand these, not sure. When I say sand, I mean file. No, that's fine. That one. Oh, they both popped off. There we go. Now, is the problem the middle? The problem is the middle. Let's take the middle out. So that's now all set up. That slides into there, goes up, and should line up with that hole. There we go, and it's in place. Right, two outer edges. Let's have a look. What are they? Yet again, they are these vents, which we've seen used all over the place for those boxes, and it's the two without any clips on. Because obviously there's another set of boxes here as well. So we'll just... Should we have the middle out? Or leave the middle? No, we'll leave the middle in. Let's try and sort these out to go in. There we go, that's 1 and 2. These on the other hand do need a file. Let's get the file out. And across the top. All good. Line that up. And this one, that's not going. Go on. That doesn't want to go. It is in, but it's not snugly in. Right, and then I'm guessing, oh that's out, that side's out there. It's popping itself out on either side. That's not good. Let's just take that edge off completely. There we go. Let's try that again. Yep, they're both through now. So these vent sections, there goes one. There goes two. Are there only 3 of these? Oh, there should be a 4th one. That's there. 3. There goes 4. That makes up that whole of that top section. So now we have a fairly good thing. I know I've painted it blue with white bits. That's purple and pink. I like it. I just used a photo of a thing. Plasma reactor. Now, I don't know if they glue on there or if they just sit in the front so this can be slotted out, but they do seem to line up like that. I'm not going to glue them on because I said I wasn't going to glue this until it's undercoated and painted, so we'll just pop those up like that. These sections here go on the outer edges. Oh, quite literally on the outer edge. So it slots into there, but it doesn't support itself here. So I don't know how that's going to work. Really? Because that doesn't look good. No matter which way around you put it, it falls. So I don't like that. But this bit goes round here on the top. And that slots into the hole there. So if we do that, we glued them in. Actually, I'm fairly sure that should be the other way. No, that is that one. And then lock that over and slide that into there, and that one into there. That then slots onto there like that. We'll do the same on the opposite side to hold all that in place. Yeah, I'm going to have to glue it. Let's just take that out the bottom. We'll put these somewhere out the way. And we're going to have to glue this. So, outer edge. I have 2 of these to build. So we'll put the glue there and then run it a bead up. There and a bead up. And we will slot that into there like that. And we'll slot the other one in the other side. Like that. And now the idea is to do the other side. Maybe I'll run the glue actually along the arm of this time. Just like that. Slot that on there. Now I've lost the other one because there it is. It's fallen into the pile. I'll do the same on here. So just run the glue down here. Hopefully that'll hold in place. And I will mount the top on it. Now that's interesting. The top piece, it says, actually slots into this frame. So if we just glide that in like that and then drop it down and then bring these into position like that, and the same on the other side. And we do the same at the bottom. But you know what? That is easier to get it in than it is to try and do it the other way, like you meant to. That sits like that. The back off that. That's going to support some guys. Looks quite cool. Yeah, that's it. Obviously, these bits should be glued to the front. The other one should be glued to the back. Yep, because that's what that's for. So I'm going to glue those in a second, and that's it done. Okay, well that's the end of this video. It's not, I'm going to get it all built and give you one last shot and give you my thoughts. Thought Thoughts so far? It's nice. It's a really lovely model. This video is nearly a bit over an hour long. It will be cut down, but there's an hour's worth of footage, and I've spent 2 days building this. So it gives you an idea of how big and complicated this actual model is. Annoyingly, it doesn't tell you how to put it together on the plans. The instructions just tell you how to build each section. And then, as all gamers do, we just hope we get it right when we put it together. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. And obviously the glamour shots will be with you in a moment.